All right, let's jump right in. Today, we're going to break down this really powerful, but also super simple, idea for measuring the actual risk of disease in your community, like right now.
I mean, think about it. How contagious is your neighborhood? It seems like an impossible question, right? Because carriers can be walking around totally symptom free. They don't know they're contagious, and you definitely don't. Okay, so let's get into it. How do we cut through all that noise and uncertainty? Well, it turns out there's this one single, really crucial number that can pretty much change the whole game. And that number is a simple fraction the source material calls F, just F. Think of it like this. It's a direct measurement. It's the exact probability that you'll run into someone who's infectious anytime you leave your house. So yeah, it's a scale, right? If F is 0, nobody's a carrier. If it's 1, well, everyone is. And the important thing here is that this isn't some complex forecast or a model. Nope, it's a snapshot. It's the real threat level, right here, right now. Okay, now this is where it gets really, really interesting. We can actually take this number, this F, and translate it into something we can all kind of feel, our actual personal risk. The source material brings up this totally fascinating analogy from information theory. You know, the idea of measuring things in bits. It's a way to connect cold, hard math to a feeling we all know, which is the feeling of surprise. So here's how it works. If the F value in your area is super low, then bumping into someone infectious would be as surprising as, say, flipping a coin and getting heads 6 times in a row. I mean, you'd be shocked, right? But if F is higher, it's way less surprising, maybe more like getting just 2 heads in a row. Much more likely. So the big takeaway here, the goal is to keep that surprisal of getting infected high. We want it to be a genuinely shocking, rare event, because the more surprising it is, the safer we all are. Okay, so we've got F, this clear picture of safety. But how does this actually help with the massive, high-stakes balancing act of managing a whole pandemic? I mean, this is the massive dilemma for any leader, right? You've got to balance protecting hospitals with, not tanking the entire economy. And making that call, it all comes down to having good, timely data. But here's the problem. The data we usually use, things like identified cases, hospital admissions, even deaths, they're all what we call lagging indicators. They're telling us what already happened, sometimes weeks ago. It's just too late. Seriously, it's exactly like trying to drive a car forward while only looking in the rearview mirror. You're just reacting to the past, not what's right in front of you. Not a great strategy. And how bad is it? Well, relying only on that old data can mean our guess for the true F value could be off by a factor of 100. 100 times. That's not a blind spot. That's driving with your eyes closed. So, okay, if the old way is that uncertain, that broken, how do we fix it? How do we get a clearer, faster, more direct measurement of the real risk? Well, this is where a pretty simple strategy completely changes the game. It lets us move away from all that guesswork and get a direct, honest-goodness, real-time measurement. And you're not going to believe this, but the source suggests that all it might take is about 100, just 100, random tests per day in a metro area to get that crucial reality check we need. And just look at the difference this makes. On the left, that's our old methods, an uncertainty factor of 100. It's huge. But on the right, with random sampling, that uncertainty just plummets down to 1.4. I mean, that is an absolute game changer. You can actually make smart decisions with that kind of data. So let's wrap this up. What does this simple but really powerful change actually mean for everybody? The path forward is actually pretty simple. You do the daily random tests, you calculate F, and then you publish that number for everyone to see. Suddenly, everyone from businesses to schools to your local government can make smart calls based on what's actually happening right now. So if there's one thing to take away from all this, it's that we have the tools to go from trying to find our way with an old, blurry, out-of-date map to using a live, pinpoint-accurate GPS. We can know the risk, and we can know it now. And that really leaves us with one big question, doesn't it? If a clear, real-time picture of risk is this achievable, this simple, why isn't this just standard practice everywhere?